Hello everybody and welcome back to PJ the Average Gamer. We're back in 2K Sports PGA Tour, as he just said. So today we're 24 hours removed from AEW Dynamite. Now, as I've mentioned before, I'm a big fan of wrestling, and I just figured I'd play through this and I'd just talk about yesterday's AEW All Out. So, where do I start? The pay-per-view was absolutely incredible. So when he stops talking, I'll start talking. So, okay, come on, stop talking. Alright, so, the first match, Miro and Eddie Kingston for the TNT Championship. That match was a good way to open. I'm not the greatest Eddie Kingston fan, so, you know, I just find him a little bit boring, but they did the right thing by having Miro get the cheap shot win. So it was a good back and forth battle. You know, they were going back and forth, and Eddie Kingston was pulled away from the turnbuckle, and he pulled off the cover of the turnbuckle in the corner, and then he went to hit. He grabbed Miro and was gonna slam Miro's head into the turnbuckle, into the exposed metal bit, and Miro hit the low blow when the referee was distracted, hit his finisher, got the win. That was a good way to start. Then we went into John Moxley versus Kojima, can't remember his first name, from New Japan. And that match was another one, like this whole pay-per-view, it was just something else. So, you know, it's another one of those back and forth matches where, you know, they would, yeah, it was very stiff. Oh, look at this, it's bad. Oh, that's very bad. So it was a very stiff competition.
Not quite the shot he was wanting.
Man, am I even going to be able to get out of here?
John McCarthy would have a better look at this. How's it lying?
So,
well, they lucked out here. I mean, they did get into some deep rough, but the line.
So, yeah, Moxley versus Kojima. It was another one of those back and forth ones. Kojima not really selling too well, though, in my opinion. So it sort of let it down a bit. You know, Moxley was selling really well. Moxley, if you don't watch AEW but you watch WWE, he was Dean Ambrose. He was selling really well, but Kojima just didn't sell. He anytime Moxley would hit him, he would laugh, or he would jump straight back up. It was just, you know, just was a bit off, but it was good, you know. As I said, it was nice and back and forth, and then Moxley would hit Kojima with 2 paradigm shifts in a row and score the clean win. The good thing about their pay-per-views is AEW has a little bit of a problem where they overbook matches, so what that means is you get run-ins, so it hurts it a bit when there's just a run-in and a run-in and a run-in. You know, there's a lot of interference in matches, so they didn't really do that during their pay-per-views.
Gotta say, putting this well from this distance is a huge confidence booster.
Yeah, you know, it was a good match for them. So then they went on to Britt Baker and Chris Statlander. That was another good one. Another nice back and forth. Wasn't an overly memorable match. It wasn't the worst of the night, I don't think. It was just, it was a good match. So, I know Britt Baker won that one, but I really don't remember much about it. And that's because, you know, later on there's the match of the year coming up that was on this card.
Looks like they're going with the
But,
pitching wedge.
yeah, like,
This one's headed for the rough.
I just
Well,
wasn't...
a little off the target with that one.
like, you know, Britt
well
Baker,
short.
she's a good wrestler. Chris Statlander was probably a little
This
bit
would be a great up and
off. I
down.
do remember there were a few... they didn't have their timing down right. So, you know, it happens. But all in all, it was a good match. I wouldn't say it was anywhere near match of the night. And... you know, it's not going to be women's match of the year. So in that one, Britt Baker retained her AEW Women's Championship.
Well, looks like he's got about 25 feet
And
to the
yeah, I'm pretty sure like there was Jamie Hayter and Rebel were ringside, and I'm pretty sure they got involved. But it's just I can't remember it. I just can't remember the match. It was...
This next putt
it's odd.
goes for bogey.
So
It's
I
on a
haven't
good
done well
ride.
on this course.
Yeah, you'll take that.
This hole I didn't too well.
Putting this well from this distance is a huge confidence
But
booster.
yeah, no, that was another good match.
Trailing by
And
8
then
strokes now after that hole.
we got the
Let's see what happens here at the fifth.
possibly the greatest match, well, definitely the greatest match of the night. It was just, yeah, it was, the next match was for the tag team championships, the AEW tag team championships, the Lucha brothers versus the Young Bucks. Oh my goodness, inside of the steel cage. And the champions, the Young Bucks, they
Second shot.
came out with who did they come out with?
Looks like they've
Cutler?
got the 5-wood.
I think his name's Cutler. I can't remember. Anyway, the three of them came out. Don Callis was there as their manager,
Showcasing their power there, Rich.
and the
Using the
Lucha
big boy
brothers,
muscles
you
to
know.
get it home in two
And
there.
it was a hard-hitting cage
He sets
match.
himself up with an eagle opportunity.
There was some beautiful spots in it. There was an amazing super kick party, you know, where they're all hitting each other with sweet chin musics, you know, because the young Bucks are high flyers, the Lucha brothers, they're high flyers,
Current leader is enjoying
so
the
they're all
two-stroke lead.
hitting each other with the super kicks, and just then Cutler grabbed the bag from under the ring, I think it was.
Par four.
And he threw it over the cage, and I think it was Matt Jackson from the Young Bucks. He pulled out from the bag a shoe, and the sole of the shoe was covered in thumbtacks. And he used that to super kick Pentagon Jr.
That always looked wet, didn't it?
So
And here we are with the third shot. 5 shots
yeah,
off the lead.
he was able to super kick Pentagon Jr. with it, and Ray Phoenix. There was quite a moment where where Ray Phoenix was
Yeah, not a
on
bad
the
effort,
ground,
that one. Up
and
onto the green, and a chance to hole your putt.
Matt Jackson, I'm pretty sure it was Matt Jackson, was gonna super kick him while he was on his knees with the shoe with the thumbtacks in it, and Pentagon Jr. got in the way and knelt down in front of him, and you know, was like pretty much begging, "Don't hurt my brother," and then Matt Jackson just kicked him in the head instead. Yeah, they were brutal. And then Ray Phoenix climbed to the top of the cage, and they were going to do an assisted pile driver. They were getting so close to it, and then Nick Jackson, Matt's brother, climbed up, and they fought, and he got pushed off the cage, and then Ray Phoenix jumped off, did a crossbody on all three of them. Then they did the package pile driver together, jumped on it. One of the Young Bucks got pinned, the other one got held back. and your new tag team champions, the Lucha Brothers.
Slim chance here
And
for birdie.
the match went
Never
for
know.
maybe 20, 25 minutes. And match of the year. Match of the year, definitely. It was something else. It was just an incredible match.
Remember, there's
You know, you never see a match like this. This whole pay-per-view,
Too much length on that one.
it was just
Pretty good chance here. This one's for
incredible. You know,
par. This one started out
it was a top match. So then from there they moved on to MJF versus Chris Jericho. This was so MJF has won against Chris Jericho 3 times in AEW, and Jericho's never beat MJF. And that includes a blood and guts cage match, you know, team of 5, Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. The Inner Circle's Chris Jericho's faction, the Pinnacle is MJF's faction. So yeah, it was a one-on-one match. It was the 4th match. If Chris Jericho lost this match, it was going to be his final wrestling match in AEW. He said, if I lose this, I'll just go join the commentary booth.
Already had a few birdies today.
So this was another one. It was, you know, it was started off with. So the last time MJF and Chris Jericho wrestled was 2 weeks ago, maybe, and Chris Jericho tapped out. So they did the whole angle of MJF was working Chris Jericho's arm to get his finish in the armbar off, and so the first part of the match was him working the injury that
that's not what they hoped for. I'm definite about that.
it was an injury, you know, that MJF caused him.
No, this is
So
like hitting it into a head of cabbage. I mean, it literally.
head of
was
cabbage.
just
What are you talking about?
Awful.
So they were playing on that, so he was working Chris Jericho's arm, getting him hurt more and more and more. And they went outside the ring, and MJF tried some high-risk moves, and Jericho countered it. Like he did a back flip, and landed on his face. Jericho countered it. Then Jericho picked him up, did a power bomb onto the side of the ring. From there, MJF, you know, started with the back injury. You know, he sold the back injury. You know, the power bomb on the thing hurt his back, so he couldn't pick Jericho up. Couldn't do any of that stuff. Couldn't hit any of the finishes. It was, you know, it was looking bad for MJF. Then I'm trying to remember, the Pinnacle came out, and they started distracting the referee, and that gave MJF the ability to hit Jericho with Jericho's own baseball bat that he comes to the ring with. And then he hit, the referee was distracted by the Pinnacle, then he hit the Judas effect, which is Chris Jericho's finisher, terrible finisher, just doesn't look any good. And he was able to hit the Judas effect. He then got the pinfall. The referee didn't see Chris Jericho put his foot up on the ropes. So MJF wins by pinfall. And then one of the other referees who was out dealing with the Pinnacle came running up and said, no. Jericho had his foot on the rope by the 2 count. So there was a big discussion between the referees, and they decided, no, we're going to restart the match. So they restart the match. Y2J is able to fight back, puts MJF into the walls of Jericho and gets the tap out. So Chris Jericho doesn't have to leave AEW. He's allowed to wrestle again. I don't like this. I feel that it doesn't go anywhere. So MJF winning 3-0, it made sense. You knew as soon as they announced Jericho's stipulation that if he lost, it was going to be his final match. You knew it just wasn't going to work. So it was just it was an odd thing to do. And now that MJF has lost to Jericho, that means that they're going to have to wrestle again. Because Jericho's gonna be all R1, and it didn't make sense. I wasn't a fan. They should have left it at the 3. They should have MJF just win.
Just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard.
He didn't need. It wasn't needed. Honestly, it wasn't a needed thing.
The tee is yours here at the 12th hole.
I disagree with that decision to have MJF lose to Jericho. It didn't help anybody. It doesn't progress the story, because now MJF can come back and go, I want a rematch. I beat you 3 times, you beat me once. It doesn't help anybody, this story. So that one didn't work. So then we moved on from there to... Oh, I missed a match. That's alright. So before that match we had the Casino Battle Royale. So it's 21 women in a Royal Rumble style match. 5 come out each time, so it's 21 cards pretty much. 4 from each suit, and then 5 from each suit, I'm sorry. And that's a terrible lineup. 5 from each suit, and then a joker or a wild card. That was bad. And so they all came out. I'm not going to go through them all, but pretty much all the women that weren't in any other matches came out. It was a decent match. Maybe went a little bit long towards the end. You know, it was an over-the-top rope battle royale, pretty much. The Joker came out to be Ruby Soho, who was Ruby Riott in WWE. Yeah, I mean, it was a decent match. Maybe, as I said, maybe after the reveal of Ruby Soho, it took a bit long to finish. In the end, it was Thunder Rosa versus Ruby Soho. I was kind of hoping Thunder Rosa would win because of the whole Britt Baker, you know, their Lights Out match that they had a few months back, and that was just an incredible match. So I was hoping to see a rematch of that, but it is what it is. She'll get another. They're talking apparently about March or May next year. Thunder Rosa getting another shot at Britt Baker, so we'll just have to wait and see. That was an alright match, you know. It was alright. So then we went to Paul White versus QT Marshall. This match was this was your toilet break match. So it went the way you expected it to go. Last week, Paul White, aka the Big Show from WWE, he was attacked by Billy Gunn with a chair. That didn't have any payoff during the pay-per-view like I thought it would. I thought maybe Billy Gunn would come and get involved, you know, help with QT Marshall a bit, but it didn't happen. It was just typical, you know. QT Marshall had a couple of guys ringside with him. They tried to get involved. Big Show took them out. Then Big Show would hit QT Marshall with the choke slam, get the win. Yeah, it was typical. It was good to see Big Show back after his surgery wrestling, but in the end, you know, it was just one of those matches. And then we went to the big one, not the main event, the co-main event, the one that most people would have bought this pay-per-view for. After 7 years, CM Punk returns to wrestling.
Well, what a performance.
This match was solid. It was a solid match. So it was CM Punk. CM Punk coming back. It was a very classic match. It was, a lot of rest holds to start off with. Arm drags, choke holds, hammerlocks.
What will they do?
It was a good one. It was a bit slow. I would have liked it a bit faster, but CM Punk hasn't been around for a while. I know he did the UFC stuff. Wasn't very successful, but it is what it is. It was an alright match.
I love it. Especially
Well, let's see if we can get an eagle here. I haven't really been concentrating on the game tonight, but let's see. Ooh, drop that back in a bit. Yes, nice. So yeah, Darby Allin hit his head on the ring post at one point thanks to CM Punk, did a nice suicide dive. He was up on CM Punk's shoulders going for a move. CM Punk hit him with the go to sleep. And there was a spot earlier where he hit him with the go to sleep, but Darby fell out of the ring. So Punk wasn't able to capitalise. So Punk hits him later on with the go to sleep, gets the pin. Sting comes out. Looked like Sting was actually going to turn on Punk, but they all just shook hands and they ended it there. And then we got Kenny Omega versus Christian for the World Heavyweight Championship. From what I can recall, there wasn't much interference. This was another one of those really good back and forth matches. Don Callis helped Kenny set up a table. There was a bit where Christian was outside the ring on the ground, and Kenny put a table on him and jumped through it.
So there's a chance.
And then, so Christian nearly impaled himself.
At least for this one, this is gonna be some good TV.
Yeah, Christian nearly impaled himself on a table, jumping through it. The leg came through the table and cut up his stomach a bit, but
that putt will end up short.
and then I'm just trying to remember, was there interference? There was interference, because I remember thinking it sort of ruined Kenny's momentum a bit, but
I know who I like.
It ended when Christian was trying to go for the unprettier, or the kill switch as it's called now, from the top rope or the second rope, and Kenny reversed it into the one-winged angel and hit it from the second rope, which was crazy. He hit him with the one-winged angel, got the 1, 2, 3. Then he got on the microphone. They sort of beat up, the elite, like the Young Bucks came out, and the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows from WWE, all came out to celebrate. They beat up, Christian a bit. Then they said, nobody's. Kenny Omega got on the microphone and said, nobody's ever going to beat me. Then lights go out, and who shows up? Adam Cole. Just left WWE last week. Adam Cole shows up.
But can they maintain it? Let's find out.
This is when the adrenaline really starts to kick in.
He comes to the ring.
Good luck.
Like in the Indies, Kenny and Young Bucks killed Adam Cole. That's why he went to WWE. So there was this rivalry between them. It looked like Kenny was going to get hit by Adam Cole. So Adam Cole hits super kicks Luchasaurus, who came out. No, not Luchasaurus. I can't remember. The one that teams with
Go with the
Luchasaurus.
Freewood here.
Anyway, Jungle Boy. Adam Cole super kicks Jungle Boy. They bash him up. Then Kenny starts to go, you know, this is good night. And then the music hits. And out comes Daniel Bryan.
Using
Bryan
all of his
Danielson there.
muscles to get that one home in two.
And he comes in and he helps clear out the ring.
Putt for the
Kenny and the Young Bucks and Adam Cole run. And that is your... They go off the air. You get the watermark. And that's the end of AEW All Out 2021.
Oh, what
That
a
was...
shame. That would have been a nice one to hold.
That sucks. That was an amazing pay-per-view. If you can, give it a watch.
Well, there you have it.
Because it was so good.
Backing up
It was
the
one of the
racetrack
greatest
once again
pay-per-views
this
I've
week.
seen in a long time.
Filling it up.
Why not take another
I really enjoy where AEW's going at the moment. I'm really excited to see what they're doing, where they're going with it, who they're going to bring in next, if they're going to bring anyone in next, but what they're going to do with all these big names. You know, I'd like to see CM Punk versus Adam Cole.
Well,
I'd like to see Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk again. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. You know, you got Hangman Page waiting out the back, ready to come back. You just got so many people. AEW's really killing it at the moment. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. But if you don't like AEW and you like WWE, that's fine. You're allowed to like whatever you like, as I said in a video a few days ago. So be cool, everybody. Just enjoy your wrestling. Thank you for watching the video. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please like the video. If you could drop a subscribe, that would always help. Subscribing's free, so just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of when I'm uploading next. Thank you very much for watching. I've been PJ the Average Gamer. This has been a rambling talk about AEW All Out 2021. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.